We have to become the party of accomplishment. We have to become a party that gets things done, as frustrating as that is. Now, I don't know if Congressman Frank is going to be here this morning, but I think, Barney has shown us how one does that. Since he's taken over the Financial Services Committee, he has shown an ability to achieve objectives. And I think that's something that seems to be lost, quite candidly, on some of our other Democratic leadership. We're not interested in symbolic votes, whether it's about health care or anything else. We need results. Because most people in this country, like most people in Massachusetts, aren't Democrats or Republicans, they're independents. And they're easily swayed. And it isn't enough for us to say, we're not them, we have a plan, we have to produce some results. So I think the challenge to us, both nationally and here in Massachusetts, is to be a party of accomplishment. And I think that's often difficult. Right here in Massachusetts, for instance, we have the challenge of property taxes. That's something that I see every spring because sitting where I sit as the chief election officer, I see how community after community is ripped apart by this continuing debate about property taxes and overrides that often pits older residents against younger people perhaps have children in the school, and older residents who don't know where they're going to meet their next property tax bill. We've got to resolve that. It's not good enough to talk about it. It's not good enough to say there are proposals out there. We as Democrats, especially since we have a Democratic government, we need to get together and provide an answer to that. We cannot allow that to fester. Similarly, with regard to another topic that I think is very important right now, and I saw my good friend John Buckley here, the Register of Deeds in Plymouth, and as perhaps you know, in other parts of the state, I run the registries of deeds. We have a very serious housing crisis building here in Massachusetts, and it's a foreclosure crisis. We've had a record number of housing foreclosures in Massachusetts. The numbers that are in the pipeline are increasing. Many people have adjustable rate mortgages that are going to adjust over the next several months. It's going to put many people over the brink. We have literally thousands of people in Massachusetts who run the risk of becoming homeless here in Massachusetts because of bad mortgage practices. And it's not enough to say that, well, we'll change the law, we'll prevent these practices from occurring in the future. That's not going to help these people. We need to do something more, and we need to do it right now. Once again, we have to be the party of accomplishment. Another area I think that we have to provide some leadership on here in Massachusetts is the area of providing assistance to people to deal with the climate issues. Everyone wants, it's very popular right now to talk about the ecology, and everyone wants to have a new green construction or green buildings or go green. That's great, you need to do that. But I think there's a more immediate crisis coming. The price of oil is through the roof. For many people who heat their homes with oil, they're going to find these coming winter months very, very difficult. We need to step that up. It's clear the federal government is not going to provide relief to New England. We in Massachusetts have got to take care of our citizens first. Whether it's at the state level or the federal level, we are the Democratic Party. When I come to these events, I'm struck over and over and over again by the fact that when you look around at our party, the membership of our party, whether you're looking around this room or our conventions or anything else, you're seeing the diversity of our state. And what that really represents is the fact that we do represent the people of Massachusetts. You on your town committees and your activities, we bring together all their real concerns. And as such, we have that extra special obligation to address their problems. And that's what we need to do. We need to put the pettiness of bickering and turf wars and all that aside. We need to recognize that the Republicans are going to be very skilled. They don't represent anybody, but they have the skills, they will have the money, they will have the ability to twist the message. They should get a reward for choreography. As I said, if you look at the way that Petraeus' testimony was presented, or the way they often bring these issues to the fore. They create wedge issues to divide us, they confuse people, and they're going to do it again. The answer for us is accomplishment. The answer for us is to make it clear to the citizens of this state and the country as we go towards this very important election in 2008, that we have their best interest at heart. You probably have some of the same opportunities that I do to talk to average citizens. And when they talk about elections, I take pleasure in reminding them, for instance, that when we had a Democratic president for 8 years, we had a surplus, we had low unemployment, and we had a hopeful outlook. And when we did have foreign policy obligations overseas, as we did have, for instance, in Bosnia and those places, we understood our mission, we get in and we get out. That's not what we've been up against now. We're a national, international embarrassment. We need to address that. But we need to remind people. I know all of you have worked closely on election and in campaigns for the years. And you know that for most citizens, most of our citizens, they're not spending a lot of time every day thinking about government and politics. We have to do that for them. And we have to remind them when we have the opportunity what a difference it makes in their lives to have Democrats and Democrats who care about their concerns and Democrats who can accomplish the things that they need to have accomplished done. I think that's what we all, those of us who are in elective office, need to be about. I think that's what our party needs to be about. And I know, as I said at the outset, coming here to Plymouth County, the first line of defense, the folks who are experts at campaigns, you know that's the case, and you know that's the message, and you know how to bring it home. I hope that over the next year, that when we get together a year from now, we'll be able to say we're on the road to bring America back to where it needs to be. Thank you very much.